right, and we're back. This is episode 6 of the Taproom. Really had a super fun weekend. I got to go down to Stereo Brewing and record with Rick, the head brewer, and one of the other head brewers there, Dylan. Super fun time. Then after that, I had to go drink some more over at Noble Ale Works over in Anaheim. So Stereo Brewing, Simplacentia, Noble in Anaheim. That episode will be out next week, but a super fun time there. Everybody was really nice. We had a good time, a lot of good beers, great conversation. But before we jump into that, we got to start it off right. Got to crack a brewski, give it a reviewski. And because it's WrestleMania week, I got Gunner on, my Uncle Gunner here on the show. There you go. We're going to crack this brewski open. This one is from Stereo. It's a hazy IPA coming in at 6.8%. And these were canned on March 24th. And today is, March 26th. So these are fresh. Let's crack her open, eh? Yeah, I can't say enough about Rick and Dylan and Rick's wife, Amanda. They were, super nice people. Dylan was awesome. Like, he's only 31 years old, and he's been brewing for, a really long time. But I won't give away any spoilers on, for the rest of the episode. But yeah, let's go ahead and we've got this one cracked open. Cheers, Gunner.
Looks good already.
Yeah, super cloudy. Let's give it. Oh, it smells delicious. Let's jump in.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah, it's floral. It's super cloudy, and it's really clean too. Doesn't feel like heavy.
No, I like it. It's nice.
Yeah, and only at 6.8%. Let me see if there's any. Let me see what's on the can here.
My kind of hazy.
Oh yeah. So they used. Let's see here. Oh, and it says if you wanted to pair a song with this, it's Debaser by the Pixies. That's pretty cool because it's in their brewery. They have a ton of old records. Like one of even their flight thing. It's like like those wooden boards you can get for flights. It had the It was a Cream album, a 45.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome. And the hops they use for this are Zaka, and I probably butchered that, Mosaic, and Citra. So all bangers. But it says it's double dry hopped with Zaka and finished with Mosaic and Citra. Debaser, hazy IPA bursts with aroma of pineapple, fruit, pressed citrus, melon, named after the first song of the 1999 cult classic album Doolittle by the Pixies. This beer is debasing mine one sip at a time. That's pretty awesome. And it's hashtag listen to your beer. Yeah, I can't say enough about them. This beer is delicious. For being a single hazy 6.8%, I'm gonna give it a solid 9. I think it's really good.
Well, as you know, I'm a hazy guy.
Yeah.
When I get a good hazy, I know it's a good hazy, and I'm going to give it a 10.
Nice. Big BFT.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah.
I like it.
Hazy.
Yep. But yeah, definitely, like you guys I hope you guys enjoyed the episode when we get into the interview. Got a couple things to talk about before, though. It is, like I said, WrestleMania week, but before we do that, it's also March Madness. The Elite, the Sweet 16 was happening. The Elite 8 was going on. Now we're getting into the Final Four. I think everybody's bracket's busted now. UCLA lost.
Everybody's done. I think maybe somebody holding on to UConn, but that's about it.
Yeah, but yeah, UCLA going down was one of my picks. Bama went down there, one of my picks. The only teams left, and we already have 3 of the Final Four already ready to go.
So you got FAU, San Diego State,
yeah,
UConn, and then the winner of Miami and Texas.
Yeah. Who do you got in the San Diego State FAU game? Because FAU's look pretty good. I'm going to jump
on San Diego State bandwagon. We were just there, a few weeks back, and we were in the area, and I'm going to stay with San Diego State. That'd be sweet if they do something. Yeah, that'd be cool for the Aztecs. I think they said it was the first time in school history they've ever been to the Final Four. So, I mean, more power to them. If they can go ahead and pull it out. UConn, Miami, because right now it's Miami playing Texas. But Miami has been coming on, and I feel like Miami could give them a run. Let's see what the updated score is right now. Right now it's 17-15 with 11:08 to go in the first. If Miami can hang around, I think they could beat Texas, but Texas has looked pretty good throughout the entire tournament for the most part. And I think the winner of the Miami and Texas
probably wins it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like Miami would give UConn a game, and I feel like Texas would too. I feel like that'd be a great game to watch. And those games will be, so let's see here. Yeah, the Final Four will start on April 1st. So the first game is going to be at 3:09 on the blue. I want to say that's got to be Pacific time.
You got that going on Saturday also, huh? On the
yeah,
first?
So we got the Final Four going on with WRESTLEMANIA and all that sort of stuff. And we're going to jump into our picks once we, after the next brewski. But yeah, I got a feeling that I think Miami wins it. But I don't know. I am pulling for San Diego State, though.
I would love San Diego State. And of course, I'm jumping on their bandwagon. But yeah. I just think if, let's say, UConn.
Yeah.
I think UConn's gonna be there.
Yeah. I was really hoping UCLA. And honestly, UCLA blew that game. And I was, cheering for the Bruins all the way. But I felt like, they were up by 13 against Gonzaga. And then that whole thing at the end, they were down like 8 with a minute left or whatever it was. And the way it all unfolded was just crazy.
That's a typical UCLA Gonzaga game there.
Yeah, man, it just seems like Gonzaga just had their number, and you know what? I'm just gonna say it. Fuck you, Drew Timmy.
There you go.
Sorry, I don't know Drew Timmy or anything like that, but he would just seem like a cocky guy. So, but
then what happens to them after the fact? They don't make it,
and then they got fucking bounced. They got bounced real quick.
That's typical.
Yeah, and it was a blowout too. Didn't they lose by like 20?
Yeah, they just
something
had
like
such
that.
A rough time.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll see what happens. April 1st, so the first game's at 3:09. I want to say that's Pacific time because I doubt that they would have. Oh, maybe it is 12:09. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But either way, they're both the Final Four is going to be Saturday next week. So you're going to go Miami, or who are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with the Aztecs. I might have to bust out a shirt that day.
There you go. I'm sure they have something on Amazon.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Oh yeah. All right, so what do we say we finish these beers? You might have to chug this one, and then we'll jump into the next one. Woo. Here we go. Oh, yeah, so... and you really do...
But it says in the can you're supposed to sip it.
Yeah, but even the... getting that pineapple and citrus, and even like the melon, I wasn't really getting that note, but after reading it, like trying to figure out what those kind of fruitful notes were. Yeah, I mean, I can totally taste it.
Yeah, it's a great hazy. Like I said, I'm a hazy guy.
Oh yeah, that's delicious. That's one beer down. And on to the next. Let's see here. This one is also obviously from Stereo Brewing. And then next week's episode, I'm going to have all the beers that I got from Noble. They were all super awesome, but I'll get into that when I do the preview for next week's episode. This is a Czech-style Pilsner. I can't talk today. It's a Czech-style Pilsner coming in at 5.5%. It's called Stereo Pils. Well, let's see this one here. It says, we brewed Stereo Pils to drink while listening to your favorite vinyl. It's a Czech-style Pilsner with delicate hops, bready flavor, and crisp finish. Meant to be repeated. Hashtag listen to your beer. Let's crack her open, eh? Oh, balls. Here we go. Oh, yeah. It's got a good head on it.
Oh,
Charles, you gotta love a good head. But like I said, I can't say enough about, Rick, Dylan, Amanda, thanks for opening up the brewery to me and being able to go down there before it was open, crush a few beers. And they always have tons of events. If you follow them on Instagram at Stereo Brewing, they always have like a list of their food trucks that they're going to have each week. And a ton of stuff. Yesterday they had this old German band. It sounded really awesome, but I had to head out. But it was an absolute blast being there with them. They gave me a full tour of the thing, got some stickers, got a t-shirt, got some beer. And go on down there, visit them over in Placentia. It's a cool little spot. I mean, great beers. There's, skateboards everywhere. There's vinyl everywhere. There's a bunch of posters, stuff like that. But without any other further ado, let's jump into this brewski.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good.
Yeah. And I'm kind of partial to it because I had one before the show started. It's super crisp. It is just like the can says, crisp, clean, refreshing, really crushable. So say if you were going to the golf course with the boys, You might take a 4-ski of this or maybe, 2 4-packs, and it's not overly, it's only 5.5%. So you're not going to get overly sloshed, but, you keep on going. It could happen. I'm going to give this, for being a Czech style Pilsner, I'm going to go an 8.5. I really like this beer.
It almost has like a apple cider effect, that crisp.
Yeah, it's like almost like a dry finish. Yeah, it's really good.
Really like it. I'll give it a 9. It's actually really, really good.
Yeah, and it's just like even the can artwork on this one is really awesome. Like it's it's obviously called Stereo Pills, but it looks like an old almost like tabletop kind of hi-fi with like the record and like an old you can see it looks like they have like 100 different vinyls on the side of it with some speakers.
Old stereo system going on there.
Yeah, and even on one of the old subwoofers, it looks like there's one of their beers sitting on top of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's a really cool can. I can't wait to take a picture with this can. Got to get Jizzy to try it. It should be, I'm sure he'll love it too. Also, I did get, and I think it is in the interview when I do it with him. I can't wait for Jizzy to try. I got this. It's called Andy's Mint. It was a mint stout that they made for St. Patrick's Day. It might be the best beer I've ever had ever put in my mouth, or maybe one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth. Take that as you will.
Stuff in your mouth.
Yeah, there's usually a lot of things going. I'm just kidding. But like we were saying before, it's WrestleMania week. It is WrestleMania starts. The Hall of Fame is Friday. The night 1 is Saturday. Night 2 Sunday. So we're gonna go after. Wow, I can't talk today. I'm gonna list off all the matches that we're gonna make our picks.
I got Bam Bam Bigelow. On the
Bam Bam Bigelow against Lawrence Taylor. Nailed it.
There you go.
WrestleMania 11. Here we go. Night 1. Oh, we don't even actually know what the nights we only know 2 matches that are confirmed. 1 match for night 1, 1 match for night 2 that are confirmed. So we don't know which one's going to be on which night. But one of the matches we do know is Austin Theory versus John Cena for the United States Championship, and it's opening Mania. So John Cena must have something to do after, because he's opening night 1, and then he's got to leave and probably go film something.
He's done. So right off the bat, he's going to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you got to have you can't. I mean, Cena has been losing when he's been coming back, so they could maybe have him go over, but I feel like you got to put the kid over. So I'm gonna go.
Is it for the title bout?
Yeah, it's for the United States title.
Well, John Cena's not gonna have it.
Yeah, he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
And then we got Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. I mean, I feel like it's got to be Rollins, but I mean, Logan Paul, I don't think he's because he had the match. I think he's lost all of his matches, right? I don't think he's won a match because he had the one with the Miz. He had that other one that he did at Crown Jewel or one of the Saudi shows, and then he was at the Rumble. So, but I mean, they might sneak one in and have Rollins go over. I mean, Rollins is already a star; he doesn't need to actually win.
No.
Yeah.
Rollins is going to win.
You think so?
He's a mainstay when it comes to WWE.
Yeah.
They're not going to have Paul Logan win. You know, he's in and out, and there ain't no way they'll have him win.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Seth Rollins.
I'm going to go wild card. I'm going to go Logan Paul in this match.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, though. Other matches we have are the Raw Women's title, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I feel like Asuka's finally got to win it.
It's Asuka's turn.
Yeah. I mean, I love Bianca. Bianca's awesome, but I got to go Asuka on this one. The Intercontinental Championship match, it's Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. They've been building Gunther up, or Gunther, or whatever they call him. I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna go with Gunther.
Is that a 3-way match?
Yeah, it's a 3-way, Charles.
Oh, love those.
Yeah. What do you got?
I'm going to go with him also. Gunther, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with him. There ain't no way. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then another one we got, SmackDown Women's Championship. We have Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. I feel like Rhea lost to Charlotte a couple of weeks. Remember, it was the COVID year for Mania. Like when COVID first started, they still had it in that Full Sail University or whatever. I'm going to go, and Charlotte beat Rhea then. So I think Rhea's going to beat her now.
Yeah, Rhea, she's it right now. She is the one. She's still up and coming, I believe, and I think she's gonna.
And Hunter loves her too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, like Hunter's kind of groomed her.
We all think she's hot. So yeah, she'll probably win.
Let's see. The next match we have there's 2 WrestleMania showcase matches. There's one with the women, and there's one with the men. So the first one with the women is Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. And there's one more team. They haven't announced the other team yet. Oh, jeez. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I know they're kind of like trying to set up something between Ronda and Shayna, so I don't think they're gonna win. Liv Morgan's been losing a lot, so I might have to just say whoever the other team is because they haven't announced it yet. But I don't know.
I'm gonna go other team.
Yeah,
because what if it's the girl that made her little comeback in the Royal Rumble and then got out real quick? What's her name?
Who was it?
Big girl.
Nia Jax.
Yeah, and she comes in with the other Samoan girl.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Jimmy Snuka's daughter. Yeah, I can never remember her name. Tamina, that's her name.
That's it. So I'm going with that team.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. Probably gonna lose, but oh well. Because I just don't need to see Natalya winning that. The men's WrestleMania showcase match. It's another tag match. It's the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders versus Braun Strowman and Ricochet. I don't see Alpha Academy winning. The Viking Raiders, Hunter loves. Street Profits, maybe they might break. Fan. Yeah, I love Montez Ford, but I think they're gonna break them up, and Montez Ford is gonna go single. So I honestly think it could be Strowman and Ricochet.
Yeah, I hope it is.
Yeah, I think it could be them. Then we also have another one. We got a couple. Well, this one, Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio, his son. Rey on Friday finally accepted the challenge after Dominic told his mom to shut up.
That was actually pretty funny.
Rey's going in the Hall of Fame. I don't think they're gonna have him lose to his kid, or if it might be a fucked finish too. Like they might have like a screw job.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Honestly, I mean, they're trying to push up the Ding Dong Son. They're trying to push him up so much. I don't think he has any place in WWE, but because he's his son, he's gonna make it. Yeah. So I think something's gonna happen where he's gonna win.
Yeah. I think there might be that might happen. I'm gonna go Mysterio just because I feel like he's his Hall of Fame weekend, like after everything that kind of happened, especially how like Dominique's been saying like, oh, Eddie, it should have been Eddie. Eddie should have been my dad.
Oh Jesus.
Fucking so That's stupid, horrible. But so good. Next match we have this one actually should be pretty fun. It's Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus. So a couple of the older women wrestlers or female wrestlers against Damage Control, which is obviously oh gosh, I can't think of their names right now. I know Bailey's in it, but now I can't think of the other two's name.
Yeah, the two other ones.
I don't know if they're gonna have. I mean, they keep having Bailey and them lose, so I don't know. Like Becky Lynch and you're gonna bring back the Hall of Famers and have them lose.
That's what I'm thinking. They got Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
They came in.
Yeah.
Are they going to have them lose a big match? I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm going to go Damage Control on this one just because of Bailey, because I feel like they've been having her lose so much lately. I mean, I don't know. Or like at least that group lose a lot lately. So I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go Damage Control.
Yeah, I'll go with Lita because she's hot too.
And none of us are going to, neither one of us is probably going to remember who we picked later, so we're going to have to go back to the tape and listen, so.
Well, obviously, I know. I picked her.
One I'm really excited about. It's Hell in a Cell, Edge versus Finn Balor. They're talking about Finn Balor coming back as the Demon, and Edge coming back as the Brood Edge, which I'm super stoked about because I love the Brood. I know you do.
I love him.
Yeah, and Finn Balor as the Demon. Who doesn't love that? Who do you got?
I got Finn Balor all the way.
Yeah, I think Balor wins. I mean, Edge is gonna probably retire soon again, so I feel like you got to put the younger talent over.
Yeah, I think this is maybe Edge's way out where he's done. He needs to go away already. Finn Balor, he's the guy right now. Bailey, my daughter's in love with him. So
there you go.
It's going to be him.
And I love
when he comes out with that character, too.
Oh, yeah. It's like when he does the demon, it's awesome. But I'm such a huge Edgehead. Like, I might have had a tear in my eye when he came back at that Rumble that one time.
Me too.
But, I think it was at 2020, I think. Or was it 2020 or 2021? I don't know. It was one of the two.
It'll be sweet if the whole brood came out.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be sweet.
Christian's still under contract.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't know if you want Gangrel walking out.
Why not?
Let's see. Oh, so there people are saying this is probably going to be the main event of night one. That hasn't been confirmed yet. But it's the Usos versus Kevin Owens. And before we get into that match, Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
Oh, God. That almost is horrible.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about getting the Hurt Business back together. So that might be how Brock loses. Because I feel like Omos is going to win. But it's because of the Hurt Business comes back. Because Bobby Lashley doesn't have a match. So he's got to come in there and try to, maybe Lesnar. But does Lesnar get up Omos? Because Omos is a fucking huge guy.
Brock's a freaking stud, dude.
Oh, I know he is.
Brock and totally.
But he's freaking, Omos is massive. I mean, we'll see what happens.
If it's a fair match, nobody butting in, I'm going Brock Lesnar all the way. The guy's a stud.
Yeah, I think Omos wins just because he Brock gets screwed. But then because they could set up another match between the two of them.
Yeah. He's a horrible wrestler, by the way.
Yeah. It was just a big guy. Yeah. It's tough for some big guys can go and some big guys can't. All right. Well, yeah. So this next match, they said it's going to be potentially the main event for night one. It's the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I feel like you're gonna have to have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn go over. I mean, the way everything kind of worked out with Sami. Obviously, he didn't beat Roman at what was it, Elimination Chamber. So you kind of I feel like it has to be Sami and Kevin.
Well, I think it's the whole breakup of
the bloodline, or there's there's all this stuff.
That will be the beginning.
Yeah,
and you got what's one of the Usos that
Jimmy and Jay. Yeah,
he questions one of them.
Yeah, Jay. Jay. Yeah, Jay's the one that's being questioned. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be KO.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think so too. But the match that everyone wants to see, that they feel like nobody can predict. I mean, at least I feel that way because Roman has what he's done for the belts, for the titles. Love Roman, but it's Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. It's such a mouthful. Just make it the fucking Raw. Either they split the belts, make it the Raw title and the WWE title, or the SmackDown title, like you have for the women's. But Roman versus Cody. There's talk about Roman leaving for an extended period of time after Mania. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's got to be Cody.
Well, ever since he's been back in WWE, they've really been pushing him. He's been the guy. They really forced him into that fan, base kind of thing. So it's got to be him. He's going to have to take one bout, and Roman Reigns will have the other.
Yeah, and if he brings, because he wants to bring back the old wing belt, the one that I have.
Right.
If he brings that back, I'm going to cream my shorts.
Oh, there you go.
There you go, Charles. But yeah, I think I'm going to go Cody.
I'll go Cody.
Yeah. So that's Mania. Unless they add any other matches, if they do, then we'll talk about it on next Sunday's show. We'll probably record it early, way before anything starts.
It's always good to see if there's going to be that surprise.
Oh yeah,
happening.
Yeah, and then
that's something to wait for.
Oh, for sure. And then we still have Raw tomorrow, and then there's SmackDown on Friday before, and then there's the Hall of Fame on Friday with Rey Mysterio. And you know what? I don't remember them really announcing who else is going in the Hall of Fame. So I really don't even know. I'd have to go back and check and to see who it's going to be, but we'll see. We're super excited. We're gonna have some great food. Saturday I'm gonna make some pork belly burn ends, pulled pork. Gunner's making Cornish hens, and probably gonna make some mac and cheese. And was there something else I'm missing? I don't even know. There might be something there, but that's just Saturday night. Or Saturday. Sunday, I'm probably going to make some jerky in the morning. I think Andrew's going to bring some ribs. I'm going to get some hot links, and I'm going to make some smash burgers on the grill. Got a new smash press. Super excited to use it. But yeah, it's going to be WrestleMania weekend. Oh, WrestleMania week is always one of my favorites. I love the Rumble, but WrestleMania is WrestleMania, and this is WrestleMania 39. Super excited about it.
I just want Stone Cold or The Rock to come out. That's all I want.
Yeah, I mean, being in Hollywood, you would think.
But hey, you never know.
Yeah, being in Hollywood, you would think they would be able to work something out. But, another fun thing, I'm going to be wearing my tights. Probably going to post it on the Instagram. So get ready for that.
Yeah, that's good. Nice.
The good old BHK tights. All right, well, this is going to be the end of this part of the intro. Going to jump into the interview right now. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and then stick around for the outro at the end. Enjoy. All right, guys, welcome back. This is Mike back in the tap room. I'm here at Stereo Brewing. I'm here with Rick, the owner and one of the brewers, and the head brewer, Dylan. How you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good. It's a pleasure to be here, Mike.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys could be here. Rick, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah. Well, we started off like we always do. We crack a brewski. Instead of this case, it was poured. I got a flight here from that Rick and Dylan poured for me. The first one I'm going to start out with is Trip Delight. Fantastic. It's a 9% fruited imperial sour ale. And what are you guys drinking?
So I'm having our Hellas. It's just our lightest lager of our series. We released it this year for our Oktoberfest party, which we do, September 15th about every year.
Nice.
Big day for us. Everyone shows out. Have all kinds of fun food and events.
Well, it's a rager, man.
It's a rager for us. One of our biggest days of the year.
Awesome.
So this was the fun secondary lager I got to do in addition to on Oktoberfest.
And it's fun as being the owner brewer. This is one of the first beers that I was like, hey, Dylan, it's all you.
Yeah.
I just walked away. It's all you. No, maybe the second or third, but it's all you. I got him a book, read it.
Yeah.
And I just let him do it, and it turned out fucking awesome.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Well, cheers.
I'm having the Forever Changes Volume 5, which is our rotating hazy series.
Nice.
I don't necessarily drink hazy beer, but it's the freshest.
Nice.
And I always like to drink the freshest beer that we've made.
I think the hazies too, when they're fresh.
When they're fresh.
I wasn't always a fan also, but I've slowly kind of been adopting the new wave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I definitely like a good hazy when it's fresh.
Jesus, I just drank like a third of it.
There you go.
And that's the problem with them.
This Trip Delight Fantastic is legitimate fantastic. This is so good.
That's a fun series for us. Our Liquid Light, every time we just do different flavors, but it's always at like a 9.5% base sour ale. It's always fun. It's a fun one for us. We got to have a little fun with.
I wasn't going to drink all of it, but I think I'm going to get in there.
Yeah. So what we did with that as part of the Stereo Brewing Company is that we wanted to showcase, since it's a beer with color, it's a beer with all this pizzazz. We wanted to showcase this, what we call it the Liquid Light series, because as concerts have gone on, especially in the in the 60s and 70s, and still to this day, which is the artist that we worked with, Third Circle Visuals, they did these incredible Liquid Light what's the word I'm looking for? Backgrounds, right?
Oh, okay.
Like, and the oils, and it just moves around. It's just so cool and stony and awesome. And it's such a big part of rock and roll history that we feel like isn't being showcased. People don't really remember that or make mention of it, but it's such a huge part of the experience. So we wanted to make a series of beers that really paid homage to that.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I mean, and all the decor you have in here with all the, looks like the old vinyl records and stuff like that. Even the flight board that I'm using has Strange Brew by Cream. The little 45 vinyl on here. It's so awesome.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. And how long has the brewery been here?
We opened October 2016.
Okay.
So I guess coming on 7 years.
Yeah. And so were you were brewing before that? You were home brewing or?
I learned to homebrew when I was 16.
Awesome.
My grandma when she was 10. So
okay.
My family's from Belgium. It's not taboo.
Yeah.
And plus it's not illegal to buy ingredients when you're 16. It's just illegal to buy alcohol.
Yeah.
So I can imagine I was popular in high school. I started brewing when I was 16, and I continued to homebrew all the way till I was 30.
Okay.
Just, I don't know. I grew my hair long. I followed the Grateful Dead. I did all kinds of random shit. I ran off to Alaska. Trying to figure out what to do with my life. And, finally at around 30, I was like, well, I guess I'm not going to die. So I should probably find something to do. I knew that I couldn't do something. Some people can just sit and do something they don't want to do, but it makes a living. And, they settle in and go for it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I was just a jackass. So I just knew that brewing would be the solution for me. And I went into it 2004, making $8 an hour cleaning kegs.
Okay.
And I dedicated every ounce of my being, just like Dylan here is doing.
Yeah.
Every ounce of my being into it. Mm-hmm. And I just became passionate about it to the level of seeking out any kind of education, any kind of advice, not dismissing anything. And then I got to go up to Firestone Walker Brewing Company in Paso Robles at somewhere around 2010.
Okay.
And they really showed me how to be professional.
Yeah.
Like, cut no corners. They had a saying at Firestone Walker, you know what's dirty at Firestone Walker?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Awesome.
So we adopted that here. And like you said, you walk in, you're like, dude, this is clean here.
Yeah.
That's, you walk into our brewery, it shouldn't smell like a brewery. It should smell like nothing.
Yeah.
And it does.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pass it off to Dylan because that's his doing.
Yeah.
And then maybe he can tell you his story about his journey toward brewing.
Yeah, for sure. How long have you been brewing?
The similarities in our stories is pretty spectacular, and I think most brewers share that same realization where I just realized I wasn't happy doing anything else.
Yeah.
Like I was 26, a little bit younger than Rick, about 4 years before, but I had the same breaking point at that. I made it to Washington too, so I didn't quite make it to Alaska. Yeah. So it seems I was a few years earlier in a state or two before, but same realizations. Traveled around, didn't know what I was going to do, and just kept homebrewing. I started at a craft beer bar, Slater's 50/50. I was one of our beer buyers, got into the beer program, became a Cicerone very early, got very interested in beer, like 21 years old, maybe 22.
Awesome.
I was a Cicerone, and I was playing around with just different things at home. Came here to Stereo, must be 6 years ago now.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, about 6 years ago.
Between
almost
5 and 6.
Yeah,
5 and 6.
Almost 6. And
came here.
It, yeah, came here with just like an eagerness to learn more about how to actually do it professionally. I had a really cool home system. I spent a ton of time reading, but Rick just showed me the ropes. Came in, started cleaning kegs just like he did. Started then helping with the mash and worked my way up from there.
Okay,
but yeah, it's been about, considering my home brewing, about 10 years.
That's awesome
of brewing.
Oh, congrats! People listening can't see this, but you'll see it in the reel that I post. There's some medals you guys got up there. Some looks like some real shiny ones. Can you want to tell us about those, you guys?
So just a couple days ago now, maybe not even a week. Yeah, it was Wednesday. We took one for Robot, which is our Imperial Red Ale. That one's just a masterpiece of a very hoppy, very high alcohol, but surprisingly smooth, deceptively drinkable red.
Yeah.
And then we have our Summer Sun, just took silver for California Craft Brewers Cup.
That's awesome.
That's just our Raspberry Berliner. It's just the summer drinker, the pool crusher. That's my second favorite beer that we brew.
Currently called American Sour Ale.
American Sour Ale.
So, but yeah, what
and that's for this one right here, right?
That's your next one on the docket.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to jump in on here because we got to try this one.
It's pretty good, I hear.
What's it taste like? Silver?
Oh, yeah.
Not an
Tastes like it should have been gold. That's what it tastes like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that a big fat 10. That's delicious.
A real way that we feel about it is that we just love making beer that we like to drink.
Yeah.
And we absolutely do not think that it should ever be altered for competition. What we brew every single day is what we enter. Mm-hmm. What we brew every single day is what we serve. And the whole idea of brewing competitions to begin with was it's good.
You're good.
The whole idea of the brewing competitions to begin with, I do that for my wife.
burp all the time.
I do that for my
show,
wife.
So you're
there
fine.
You go, Amanda.
Yeah.
You should be able to, if you hear that a brewery won an award and you want to taste that beer, you should be able to go to that brewery and taste that exact product.
Oh yeah,
not a doctored up one.
Mm-hmm.
And so people often ask us, "What are you going to do next year?" And we say, "Same thing we did this year, Pinky."
Yeah.
We're gonna brew the beer that we brew, and we're gonna enter it.
Yeah.
And that's we just believe that.
Yeah. I almost can kind of relate that to how sometimes you say whatever you're taking there, you're not altering it, but how sometimes you go see a band or something like that. Well, they sound great on the album, but then you see them live and they don't always sound the same.
We were having a conversation about that. This morning, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that because I'm trying to go see. I don't know if you guys like Three Doors Down, but I've always loved Three Doors Down. So
I know my older brother does.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go see them in July probably, and they're Brad Arnold, the lead singer, almost sounds better live than he does on the album.
Well, then you're lucky as fuck.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, what ended up happening was that we opened up and literally right when we opened, we won a gold medal.
Yeah.
For our oatmeal stout.
Oh, I love oatmeal stouts.
And
good
I know we're gonna brew it again. We're gonna May 27th come out for a huge party. Grateful Dead.
Awesome.
It's my 50th birthday, so
cool.
We're gonna have a huge party. But our oatmeal stout, and it was just like wow. And then people were like, "What are you gonna do next?" And it's just like I said, same thing. And I don't want to say, competitions are weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm weird about them.
Yeah.
It doesn't, the difference between first and fifth place is so slim.
Yeah.
But we have been lucky and fortunate,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to achieve Great American Beer Festival medals, but we don't put too much stock into it. More that we love making craft beer.
Yeah,
we believe that we're making, we don't take any shortcuts, and then serving the community.
Of course,
I think the stock that we do put into it, though, and just as testament to what you've been saying, is we brew Robot year round, all the time. That's we enter whatever batches.
Yeah, it's one of your go-tos.
Yeah, here we go. Let's package it.
Yeah.
We do the same with Summer Sun. We keep those things going. So I think the repetition and the practice and the perfection you get from just brewing it again and again.
Yeah.
That's really the only stock we put into it. We don't think about it any more than that. Then we like making good beer for our community.
Honestly, we're just not good at planners either.
That's true. I don't even. All of a sudden, they're like, "It's like a week before."
You better bottle it up, dude. And we're like,
do we have a keg of it?
I guess we go. Yeah. Do we have one? Is it fresh? Shit.
Yeah. That's awesome. And that's to me, that's what I love. I love to hear these kind of stories. Just what the process is, what goes into it. Obviously you have your staples. The Robot, winning all these medals for him, and how cool is that? Then you get that, it's your job. You get to go and make something that people love and will continue to come back to.
Yeah. And, just going back to what we were talking about with that, we had Johnny over here the last couple of days for an Artifacts collab, and he just took a couple medals too for
awesome.
Yeah. His Mexican lager and his strong pale. And those are also core beers for him, just like Robot and Summer Sun are core beers for us. Mm-hmm. And I thought that we're just sharing a conversation where that's the beers we put out year round. They're actually some of the beers I enjoy brewing the most.
Yeah.
And I think that's reflected in, the fact that sometimes we get that validation.
Exactly. Sure. It's fun to brew brand new beers and collaborative beers.
Yeah.
But there's something very enjoyable about or I don't even say enjoyable, relaxing.
Yeah.
About brewing your standards. It's like every one of these beers we love.
Yeah. It's your happy place.
Exactly. But it feels like hitting your stride on the ones,
like going for a run on a nice sunny morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, that just is part of, I think, what we do here, and that's really just because of how we are. Can't really help.
Yeah.
Other than just brewing the beers we love. I think doing the fun new stuff is more like, I don't know, it's like going out for the night and then you almost wake up with a hangover. It's like such a headache to then deal with all the pricing. You got to deal with all the stuff, and then you're worried about distribution, or you're worried about how the people are going to receive it and new products. Something special about just doing the beers you love doing.
Yeah. And how cool. And you get to come to work every day doing what you love.
That's the best part. That's the only reason. That's why we all do this.
Yeah.
It's the only reason why we all do this.
There's no other reason.
There's absolutely no other reason whatsoever to be doing this. People are like, oh, brewing's fantastic. No, it's romantic. Yeah. Sure, it's cool, but it's just work.
Doesn't smell good.
Work, dude. It's work, hard work, more work, cleaning, and then more work.
Yeah, and I always feel like the cleaning process always takes longer than the actual brewing process.
These guys brew 5% of the time.
Yeah.
They're cleaning, packaging, scrubbing, worrying, maneuvering heavy kegs all around all the time, constantly. Yeah. I mean, it's just work. Mm-hmm. The reward is the day that you get to brew.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, shit, look at me fucking brewing.
Yeah. It does make it worth it, though.
Yeah, because it's cool as shit.
Well, I mean, especially, with all the metals like that, I mean, I can only imagine how, rewarding that feels. Like, when, what you did gets appreciated, by these people, that these judges and stuff like that. And not just them, the community, too. People keep coming back. You get to come in, do what you love, and then also you get appreciation for your hard work, because I feel like sometimes, obviously a lot of times, in the real world when you're working, that appreciation, you can work your ass off doing your job, but there's not always that appreciation. But I feel like when it comes to the beer and everything like that, and obviously all the metals, you get that, that justification for all the hard work you put in.
And I will say that I've never had so much justification, but I've definitely also never worked so hard.
Yeah.
So the two go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it does help you sleep a little easier that night, for sure, when you're like, oh yeah.
No, it doesn't.
They all saw.
The adrenaline's kicking. Well, maybe a couple of days later.
Or the cocktails. I don't know. It depends.
You're like, you sons of bitches, I did it.
Well, there is that little validation that says, we work really, really hard every single day in and day out, And something I'll bring up is that when you're a brewer, they don't get time off.
Yeah.
You get hours off and you get days off, but you don't get time off.
Yeah.
Your mind is always on it. So Dylan brews a beer on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, he's worrying already. He's like, wakes up Saturday morning. Is it fermenting? Is it fermenting right? What's the pH? What is it?
I came in this morning actually to check on that artifice beer. Yeah.
When you have that passion
going great.
And you care about the product as much as we do, you don't.
Yeah. Oh, you're good.
You don't really get time off. It consumes you, because you don't do this because it's a job.
Yeah.
You do this because it's like you allow it. It takes over, but you allow it to take over your life. And beer doesn't care. Beer doesn't care if it's Easter Sunday. Beer doesn't care if it's Christmas Eve. Beer doesn't care if it's your birthday or if it's Mother's Day.
Yep.
You have to baby it. You have to be worrying about it all the time. Somebody that's truly passionate about it, they never allow that to leave their mind. They think about, sure, there's lots of things he's thinking about in life, and me, I'm thinking about in life, but when I'm laying in bed and the lights go off and I'm just like, that's the last thing I think about. Fuck, man, I hope it's fermenting right, whatever. And then I wake up in the morning, but calling him, like, dude, what is it? So it's like, it's really all consuming. It's not just a job. It's a life.
Mm-hmm. And I feel you a little, obviously not as much on that. because I love what I do, my actual work, but this is my playtime when I do this stuff.
Well, right. This is your passion. So when you think about this,
I think about this more than I do anything else. Right. I mean, except for the missus. Love you.
Because she'll listen.
Smart man.
Yeah. Drop one. But I'm always I'm always thinking about.
Dylan loves you too, Sophie.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm always thinking about this sort of stuff because I'm always like, all right, well, who can I get next? Like, because I mean, there's so many. Obviously, like we were just talking about earlier, how way back when there were like just a few breweries in Orange County, and now there's so many that are just everywhere. So,
well, I'm proud of anyone that's willing to put themselves out there.
Oh, for sure.
I believe that there's plenty of space.
Yeah.
And all I hope for is that any brewery that opens anywhere, just make good beer.
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Be genuine.
Yeah. Be genuine, be yourself, and like make something that,
is unique.
Yeah. That
not even don't even be unique. Just make good beer.
There you go. Yeah.
Just like work hard. If it doesn't, if it's not there yet, get it there. Make good beer. The normalization of mediocre beer is dangerous. So let's just make great beer. Let's feed it to our communities. Let's have an awesome time. Let's do it together.
And like you were talking about artifacts earlier, Dylan, like the craft beer community, I feel like they're one of the best communities out there because, there's some people like, oh, I don't want to tell you my secrets or my trade secrets, but I feel like the craft beer community, they're super collaborative. Like there's so many breweries out there where like, the people I've talked to, like, oh yeah, we could collab on this beer, or if they needed like we'll call them like, hey, what do you use in your recipe for this, or for this style of beer, or for that.
It's pretty
style
open.
Of beer. Yeah,
it's pretty open. Really, but that it's not just that open. It comes down to friendship.
Oh, of course, yeah.
As you become closer to the brewers around you, then you build those bonds, you build those friendships. It's easy.
Yeah.
Because it's you share what you know because that's what you think about all day. It's like that's what's on your mind anyway. You have to speak it out.
Yeah, it's what you love.
And when you're you've got some great camaraderie going on with the brewery. I mean, what are we worried about?
Yeah.
It's all.
What do you have to worry about? You got all those medals on the wall.
Well, that's been the fun thing for me, though, personally, is getting to know the other brewers in the area.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate to be in the area we are. A lot of talented breweries around, a lot of talented brewers. And my experience has been just everyone's super open.
Yeah.
I mean, every brewery I've walked into in the last probably 5 years just had open conversations.
Yeah.
Great area. Everyone's really, there's a lot of camaraderie in Orange County.
I mean,
there's a lot of great beer in Orange County too.
That's true.
A lot of great beer in Orange County.
A ton of them, yeah. Do you guys have a specific style of beer that you guys not just like to brew, or is it, or beer that you like to drink? Are you guys hazy guys, or?
Shit, I think we're Pilsner guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crispier the better.
There you go. I like Pilsners too, because I mean it's something you can crush on the golf course.
Crushability.
Every one of our beers we like, and every one of our beers we drink.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about drinking every single day, like, hey, I'm just gonna have 1 pint today.
Yeah.
I don't really think we can pick. I think that
we got so many up there.
I think that some days it's a perfect day.
Yeah.
Some days it's stereo pills, Then you take a robot shot, which is a 5-ounce robot shot. Boom.
Yeah.
And then we, some days you want to remember what's the summer sun taste like. What was that old collab that we did a month and a half ago that, and it's like, I think that that's really important that we continue to taste all of our beers.
Of course.
And that we don't just but always, of course, as brewers and as guys working in the production facility, we drink what's fresh.
Oh yeah,
the bright tank.
There you go. Can't go wrong with it. And I wanted to talk about the name too. Obviously, being Stereo Brewing and seeing all the vinyls. Is that because obviously you're a big music guy? from the short
I
conversation
like to
we
say
had?
that music is my passion and beer is my craft.
Okay.
Wherever I've gone since I was a little kid, running around on a skateboard with a backpack.
Yeah.
I had a backpack full of tapes and a Walkman.
Yeah.
I've always had a music soundtrack to my life.
Okay.
My parents were just here counting drawers. I'm waving by to them.
It's all good.
Okay. My wife, she sat me down and she's like, hey, it should really mean something to you.
Yeah.
Like whatever we're going to end up, whatever you're going to end up calling this brewery, this dream that you have it should mean something. It should be genuine. And I was like, okay, all right, and then kind of molded over. Went to the bathroom, took a shower, A couple weeks later, many bottles of whiskey later.
Nice.
And then I'm like, hey, stereo. I mean, when I met my wife, I had 1,000 records on one side of my living room, a TV, and 1,000 records on the other side of my living room. Now I have like 6,000. That's crazy. And so we're sitting there, and I was like, gee, what do we name the brewery? And it's like, it just makes sense. It made sense to us.
Yeah.
It's just, there's nothing, I don't have anything more important to me than music.
Yeah.
Other than human personal relationships.
Yeah.
Like, I love you more than music, Dylan.
Yeah.
Love you too.
Okay. No, it's true. Okay. So, but very, very close.
Yeah.
So,
Music's good.
It's a tight race.
So, we're like Stereo Brewing Company. We're like, fuck, that's probably taken.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do some research, and it wasn't, and we just nabbed it.
Awesome.
And like I said, it's the way that we live, because music
can change your day.
it changes everything,
Yeah.
dude. It changes everything. Changes your everything. Changes your morning. Changes your evening. You're so shitty. You're so fucking bummed, dude.
Yeah.
You can put on some angry music. You can put on some loving music. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just.
It'll bring up your spirit.
That's the true passion.
Yeah.
Is music, and Dylan as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, we listen to different music, but music moves us.
Yeah.
It moves us, and that's like the most important part.
Yeah. Do you guys have like a favorite like decade of music, or do you guys listen to a little bit of everything?
For stereo, and Dylan, I'm not going to speak for Dylan here.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking for Dylan here. And I'll let him go on his own thing, because it's good for everybody to know what Dylan likes.
Yeah.
But for my thing, my favorite playlist, or the playlist that I have that's Dylan's favorite, is like straight 80s.
Okay.
Just like
The growing up one?
Yeah.
Growing
just
up's
like
a great playlist.
just like straight.
You can find his playlist, by the way.
Oh,
Nice.
It's a fan. Yeah,
It's
you can
actually
find.
really
You can
good.
find
Is
it on
Rick's-
Spotify
Rick's
or
Smith's-
something,
Yeah,
or-
Rick Smith's
I'm not always
Growing
a
Up.
fan of his music, but seriously, it's a great playlist.
Some good Duran.
Oh yeah,
It's so
Duran's got
good.
some bangers. Yeah.
Just like it's just all the shit that I grew up with in the 80s, because I'm
Okay.
50 and he's 30.
Yeah.
31 now, yeah.
Okay, it's okay. 50.
I got a couple grays. I'm just
49
I'm
and
saying, give me
31.
credit.
Okay,
They're
wait,
getting
that's
there.
2 years.
Yeah,
too.
I got a couple.
But but Dylan has a very different eclectic taste in music, and I think that his perspective on life and his taste in music and all of that, I should actually embrace more, and that it's amazing. So
Yeah.
He has been opening up. I would play some, Mac Miller or some kind of artist that he would walk by and be like, He's like, I don't hate this.
Yeah.
Which was a huge improvement. Which was a huge improvement at the time.
That's an
it's a big
actual
win.
compliment.
Yeah.
That's a big win.
Yeah, for him, that's saying a lot. So it's been cool, because I think that both of us have actually appreciated each other's styles and music taste more as we've worked together. Thrown clamps around, move wort, and it's been fun for me to kind of get that experience. And Rick is so passionate about music. I learned a ton about Modest Mouse and Meat Puppets and people that influence a lot of my favorite artists. That I wasn't even aware of. I was like, oh, I didn't realize that Nirvana, like all these songs are Meat Puppet songs, all this.
Yeah.
So a lot of music, if anything, for a long time, I was learning about as much about music as I was beer.
Yeah.
When I first started, I've gone through Rick's list now. I'm pretty familiar with the playlist.
Oh God, he's over. He asked me,
I've
he's
heard
like,
him.
dude, we've heard this fucking playlist for 90 times, dude. Can we just get a new one.
Yeah.
But it was great for me to kind of get that immersion almost.
Yeah.
You know, we have albums that we like to close beers out to, that we like to finish brew days off with.
There you go.
Death of a Ladies Man, shout out.
Nice.
Shout out Leonard Cohen. You rest in peace, bud.
It's a great album.
Awesome.
R.I.P.
So yeah, it really cultured me in that sense, and I think I maybe dropped Rick down a few years with some of the tastes that I have. He's still a little picky.
Yeah.
I'm a snob, dude.
Yeah, just no pop, no
No pop.
I mean,
rap.
the only rap he likes is like the hardest rap you've ever heard, and you're like, how is this like, your choice? You're like, okay, Ice-T does it for you.
Yeah.
But it's like it's fun because when I know that I'm leaving, the brewery and they're just going to be kicking it here and they're working all day, I'll run over to the radio and like throw on Outcast radio.
Okay, there you
And
go.
then they're like, Dylan's like, shit, yeah, they know I'm leaving, so they're like happy about that. Boss is gone. And then they're like, oh, damn, dude.
Yeah.
So,
It's like audio training.
Oh,
You start here Outcast, you're like, oh, he's leaving.
Yeah.
right. And then
can feel
for
it throughout your body.
whatever reason, that my Spotify that I listen to all this classic rock.
I love
He
classic
told me
rock.
somehow when I drop Outcast, it really just.
His iPad hasn't been updated for probably 10 years. So I don't know how it's even functional.
Yeah.
But it has this special algorithm for Outcast.
Okay.
If
There
you're
you go.
curious on the best Spotify radio, it's Rick's Outcast,
Nice.
circa 2010.
There you go. And
So,
this is a
hey,
loaded-
hey, Dylan, why don't you tell us a little bit about your beer education?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very self-educated in that sense. I started, like I said, very early at Slater's, where they put an emphasis on getting cis around, and that kind of brought me to more technical perspectives very early on. And then I was reading a lot of the books, and then I came here to Stereo with a lot of that education in mind, and actually got to put a lot of it into practice. Brewing production is every day, so you're able to actually test that education you're reading about as a home brewer. I got maybe a beer in a month, maybe 2 beers a month.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
And it becomes every single day, and you start being able to talk to all the breweries around you, and you do something, and then you go down the street and you're like, hey, I had this happen. What's going on? All right. I look at Rick and I'm like, hey, why am I having this result?
Yeah.
And I
real
think,
real life experience.
Yeah.
I think that expedited my education greatly. I was reading, I was doing chemistry, I was trying to kind of get a more formal brewing education.
Honestly, he's a bigger nerd than me for sure. Like,
I was trying to do a more formal beer education, maybe
Yeah.
like UC Davis, maybe actually go get some of those brewer approved
but
degrees.
nothing beats real life experience.
But every day was so immersive, and I was learning so much actually on site, and just doing it felt like the best way to learn.
Yeah, and I feel like that baptism by fire is like that's how you really kind of.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Baptism by fire. Like he came in and it's just like, do this. And he's like, fuck.
You don't understand everything right away.
Yeah.
And the understanding takes
course.
time, but you
You
start putting the work in.
Intimidated at first, like looking at the brew system and being like, what?
Yeah.
And then now you watch him and he doesn't have to even think.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
It's almost weird to
just
think.
natural. It's just, it doesn't even, and literally now, I mean, well, this has been doing it for a long time and he's killing it. But it's like, it's hard to remember that people don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember, like, what do you mean? You don't just throw the fucking valve, dude.
Or sometimes someone will ask me a really simple question, I'll look at it, my brain won't even work for a second. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how do you not? You just flip this.
But
Yeah.
it comes with time and it comes with experience.
Like I said, a lot of repetition.
Yeah.
I mean, we really it's every day.
Oh, wow.
And that's something that people don't realize about brewing, right? It's a grind.
Yeah.
It's a grind. It's just like, I mean, it's obviously much better than digging ditches.
Yeah.
But it's having, you have to have the passion to understand that beer is first.
Yeah.
And you have to do it the same way day after day after day. So much so that the idea is the same way.
Yeah. To quote Rocky Balboa, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
It's not. No, it's not.
No,
And sometimes
not
it's
in the cellar.
Sometimes it's an uppercut to the face.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always work out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get beat down, And you have to, because of that passion, you just pick it back up and you go back after it.
Exactly. And one thing I always love to ask brewers is, have you ever had a stuck mash?
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear it.
Just 2 days ago, I had a stuck mash, and I can't remember the last time I really stuck
Imperial
a mash
Stout
like
does
that.
It too. I mean, Stout does it too.
Yeah.
And it was on a grist that should not. It was on a grain bill that should not have stuck, and I don't even know what happened. Maybe I had a valve open too far. Maybe I was pulling the pump. We got
to worry about the grist.
We had our friends here. Yeah, that maybe good. Maybe we're shredding. And we had a friend here, and we were all talking. And I just wasn't paying attention for a minute, and then stuck mash.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, no. And I'm here.
It turns a 6-hour brew into a 9-hour brew.
That's 12.
Right.
And you just like, dude, because I know sometimes to get rid of it, you use like work to do it, or like, I know rice hulls is a big thing, right?
If you're anticipating that, right? Yeah. But like I said, it wasn't really a grain bill I would ever suspect that would happen. It was much more, we just got back from the trip from Sacramento. We were hanging out with a friend. It was a collab day. So, we had a beer probably before the usual noon lunch beer. And, yeah, I just stuck a mash.
It's like it's when it happens, you look at it, your heart breaks just a little bit because you have to submit to whatever the beer's telling you.
Yeah.
Like, so you can't just fake it. You can't just like, oh, the beer would just fill it with water. No, you have to. You have to just power through it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that could turn to, like I said, a 6-hour day to a 12-hour day. But you do it because there's no compromise.
Yeah.
Listen to your beer is one of our big slogans here.
Yeah.
And it's something we really take serious in the brew process. There are some cheap, you could poke some holes, you could do some stuff to the mash, maybe get it to move a little quicker.
Yeah.
But I knew to get the right character, I just had to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta suck it up.
Yeah,
man.
you just gotta Jedi up. You just sit down, meditate a little. You're like, all right, I'm
thanks,
gonna wait
Johnny.
this out.
Do your best Yoda.
Yeah, exactly. Start hovering if you can.
There you go.
Yeah, you do. That's true about brewing.
Yeah,
is that when you're really passionate about beer, and not just in brewing for a business, but you're in brewing for the love.
Yeah,
the beer tells you what to do.
Yeah,
we listen to the beer, and it's there's no shortcut, there's no exception. And the same like when we carbonate a beer, that was we used to have a brewer here named Tina.
Shout out
was
T-Dog.
the best.
Yeah. That's what I call my sister-in-law, T-Dog.
T-Dog? Oh, yeah.
Tina was the best.
Homie.
And she actually trained Dylan.
Most of my cellar training.
Yeah, she's an amazing person.
She is.
And people like, oh, do you carbonate your beer to this level or to that level? No, we carbonate our beer to where we believe that it's speaking to us, that it tastes the best.
Yeah.
Some of them are a little higher, some of them a little lower.
Yeah.
But we don't just have a standard. We try to take the beer and find where it's speaking to us in the best way.
Yeah.
Like, this is a little, I know that this is where it's supposed to be, but it tastes so good, a little overcarbonated, a little undercarbonated. And so we roll with that instead of just having this like standard.
And that can be a hard process.
It is a hard process. And plus,
when you have a 9.5% beer that you're checking on,
and
it's a new release, something like this Trip the Light. It's a new release. You want to make sure that you've kind of tried it at a few different levels to have an understanding, make a more informed decision on that carb.
Yeah.
But when it's 9.5%, I mean, it doesn't take, like you said, you found yourself halfway through that taster in about 1 second. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and it was.
And now the next thing you know is like we're just like it's freaking 10 in the morning.
You still got a lot to do.
We're like, dude,
it's a hard part of the job.
I'm like, why are you drunk? Because I'm carbon the beer, dude.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure it tastes good.
Just making sure that I'm listening to the beer, man.
Yeah.
So it's we most importantly we believe that quality of life comes first.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're not having fun, then why the fuck are we doing this?
Yeah.
And so we do our best, and every day is not fun. We have shitty days, dude. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But as a as an overall experience working here and working in beer, we try our best to have a good time.
Yeah. And that's all as long as you're...
That's way better. That's
brewing beer.
Yeah.
Right, that's way better than working in an insurance company. Sorry, anybody who works in an insurance company.
Yeah, that's me.
That's your job?
That's
really your job?
Mike.
Yeah. Wow.
Mike works in an insurance company.
Yeah.
Mike. That's why he's doing a beer podcast.
But you know what's crazy though? I actually truly love that job too. I'm a commercial auto underwriter. So there's a lot of gray area.
Can you get me a deal?
For if you have for trucks or something, yeah.
I can trade beer.
Like steak bodies or something. If you got a couple a steak body or a box truck, I can work something out for you.
All right.
One day, growing.
Yeah.
Someday.
Yeah.
When we grow up into a full-size brewery.
Yeah. And I'm going to jump into this next beer. This is it's called Start. It's a 6.7, a New Zealand IPA. And is it brewed with?
Faction Brewing Company.
Oh, okay. Nice. So it's a collab. And what is it? Nelson and
Rawaka.
Nice.
Faction Brewing Company, Roger and Claudia of Faction are golden.
Yeah.
They're just great people.
That's awesome.
If you haven't had Faction Brewing Company, please taste their beer. It's amazing. You will love it.
And where are they based out of?
They're based out of Alameda.
Okay.
They have an amazing place right on the runway. They're of an old military airport. They have this huge hangar. It's absolutely. I will say I am jealous of their sweet ass spot. I'm not jealous of their rent, but I'm jealous of their sweet spot. It's amazing.
This is delicious.
Wonderful.
It's so good. You get some hoppiness to it, but it's not overly hoppy or overly bitter. It's really crisp and clean. This almost tastes like it could be take 6-7 of these on the golf course. I might not be able to make it to the 18th hole, but
as long as you're having fun.
After the 9th hole, dude, what's it really matter?
Just multiply by 2.
By the 9th hole, you're back at the pro shop. Just have some beers,
slamming beers. Yeah, and I shank everything, so it doesn't really matter. I'm better on a putt course.
Oh, I'm way better. I'm way better at miniature golf.
Yeah,
sure. I like the walking. He's a little shorter too.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's not that hard to get to the hole.
Trust me. And that it's funny. People are like, oh, I like golf for the fact that I get to walk around. You know,
could do that anywhere.
Yeah.
When you work at a brewery,
literally anywhere.
When you work at a brewery, honestly, you walk about 7 miles a day.
I bet. Yeah.
I clocked
walking at Disneyland.
I clocked it with some bullshit on my clocker.
I'd love to see my footprints throughout a day.
Yeah,
it would be crazy.
You never ever sit down. You're walking. I mean, I think that in one sense that helps. You're like, why are brewers not fat? Well, shit, we're walking all the time. All we do is walk around. We're just busy, bending over, getting on our knees, getting up on our, getting back up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's work.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. No, look at this guy.
What's wrong with me?
Still got it. No, you still got it.
Yeah, you're saying you still got it. Yeah.
You still got it. You're one of the skinny brewers. It means you actually move.
50 and 180. All right.
There you go.
Doing it.
But the truth is that it is moving.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's funny for our spouses or our girlfriends or whatever, they're like, you want to go for a walk? You're like, I've been walking all day, dude.
All the time.
I'm sorry you sat at a desk all day or whatever whatever it is that you did, but I have not sat down all day. When a brewer gets home, he wants to just sit down for a second, dude.
It's funny when I do want to walk though.
Yeah.
I always want to go way farther. We're going up the hills and I'm not breathing yet.
Yeah.
She's like, can we go back?
Yeah.
No, because
you wanted to walk.
I walk.
This is your idea.
This was your idea. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I walk all the time. I'm not even tired yet.
Yeah.
So all I do is walk. You're tired? No, dude. I'm gonna run up and down the brew deck 18 more times.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run over here and then I'm gonna throw some kegs up on the keg washer.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it is a very physical job.
So, I bet.
You don't, I'm just brewing beer. No, it's physical.
Yeah.
And like I said, we talked about earlier, most of it's not brewing.
Mm-hmm.
So, plus these guys are just moving kegs. Kegs are 150 pounds.
Yeah.
And they're moving, they might have to move 15 sometimes in a day.
Yeah. They're awkward and cold.
Or lift them up off of a pallet up high onto another pallet. And you're in the cold box. You know, there's so much.
Mm-hmm. I'm really good at lifting beers to my mouth, but that's about it.
That's the right distance.
You know, hey, when this is all over, we'll go have you lift the keg and see how it happens.
Yeah. Oh, it probably won't be good.
That'll be the intro of the next podcast. Yeah. By the way, I had to lift the keg. Yeah, it was not that good,
and I broke my back.
So Noble, why don't you just do your own thing?
Yeah, you guys figure it out.
Honestly, and let's talk about Noble. Those guys are great. They've always been great.
Yeah,
I love them.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things.
I hope that you're gonna interview Paul.
Yeah, Paul and Jimmy.
Yeah, Paul's a fantastic guy, fantastic brewer. He's got such vision. Plus, he's just nice.
Yeah,
like I don't really care how good you are at something. That doesn't. But I care if you're nice.
Yeah, if you're a good person. I mean, that's what it.
And that's what it really comes down to. And those are the people that we want to collaborate with.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need to collaborate with the coolest, hippest brewery around. We want to collaborate with nice people. Yeah. We just want to have fun, want to just like enjoy life.
Yeah, you want to have a good time. If you're collaborating with someone, you want to make sure you don't want to go there and be miserable for however long, the process takes.
Some people just collaborate across country because over like Zoom, because it's good for business. Well, but that's not our business. Our business is making friends. Our business is enjoying that experience. Yeah, really,
just seems like you guys are more of a family here. I mean, like meeting your wife Amanda earlier, like super nice. Like and your parents they're super nice people. It seems like.
Yeah, and working with your wife and your parents is not as cool as it sounds, but it's great. Yeah. It is great because they care.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, my wife Amanda runs the business. Mm-hmm. I'm a brewer.
Yeah,
I never pretended to be anything more. Dylan's a brewer. He's never pretended to be. Amanda is a fucking mastermind.
Yeah,
she just every single thing that happens here that keeps us in business, she's got under control. Every single thing. Oh, insurance. Oh, we have to have meetings. We have to bring the whole staff together. We have to have. She's always on it, and it's like I really this is great that you brought this up because I really could not do any of this without my wife at all. Genuinely, I'd have to say Amanda runs Stereo Brewing Company.
That's awesome.
I just work here.
Yeah.
She's hot as fuck, dude. But she,
there you go.
And we have a beautiful baby. You can find it on rickthebrewer.com. Yeah. It's so cool to be a part of something that we've created.
Yeah.
That feels like family. That is something special. We treat. And I hope Dylan can attest to this, but we treat our employees, as employers, believe that the most important thing that we can do for our employees is give them quality of life.
Of course.
It's like you're going to work real hard. You're going to do everything that you can. But what we want to do is make sure that you have a quality of life, that if you need time off, if you need whatever you need, I'm going to be late. I'm going to be early. I have to do this. I have to do that. Sure. Mm-hmm. I mean, absolutely. And, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely a more family unit.
Yeah.
Everyone here now has been here for quite a while. Everyone who comes in a stereo kind of does get infected with that. Culture and really does tend to stay here for a long time. The people who have moved on are typically going on to do what they were in the midst of doing while they were working here.
Yeah.
Whether that's finishing education or like a trade school or some kind of other education. I mean, they're all kind of just on their path. We kind of just push them onto their dreams.
We want them to
serve some cool people.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I've seen that time and time again. Obviously, my dream being the brew side, I've stayed and, continued to pursue that dream here. Yeah. But for the most part, everybody comes in, catches that culture that we have here. Very small, very tight knit.
Yeah.
Everybody has everybody's number. Everybody's showing up to each other's parties. We're having our birthdays here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, having our birthdays
Not us,
here.
Though. We're the owners.
The yearly employee party gets pretty wild.
I bet that's a blast.
Yeah, it was.
Sure was.
Do you guys have a big thing for anniversary? And when is your guys' your anniversary?
So this year was a little different. Typically, we do our anniversary in the middle of October, like October 15th. But Rick and Amanda had just kind of got off maternity leave. Elliot had just been born, I think, maybe a month and a half before. Okay. So we ended up moving this anniversary to January, middle of January, like January 17th or something like that.
It raged.
We did a beer tour. We went and saw a lot of our friends in the local area. Rip Pizzeria, went to Everywhere. We went to Radiant, went to Beer to Tang. And it was just a fun day. I mean, you'd be surprised how much trouble you get in with a beer bus full of pretty much everyone's favorite beer. Four different beer stops, the tours.
I can imagine.
All the brewers are showing us in the back, and we're drinking off the tanks. And yeah, it was a great day. It really is cool to see everybody together, because sometimes a lot of our schedules don't quite sync up. Mm-hmm. So it is cool to get everybody in the same bus, same day. You know, we had a couple employees that aren't here very often anymore. It's really great catching up with them. Because we are a tight family unit.
Well, and that's awesome. And since we work in the back, we don't always get to spend time with the people that work in the tap room. But our anniversary is usually in October.
Okay.
And you know, if there's anything that Stereo can do besides make great beer, which I like to think, we can throw a party.
Awesome.
You know, we pull out all the stops and we go fucking nuts.
Awesome.
And next one's coming May 27th. Awesome. Grateful Dead all day.
So you're a Deadhead?
I'm a huge Deadhead.
Nice.
I saw Jerry 40 times. It's
that's cool.
For a 50-year-old, that's I talk to the old timers and I'm like, shit, you did good. Yeah. So, but we're gonna have a huge party on May 27th, and what we do is we just shut down the entire parking lot. Yeah. And we just take over the whole situation.
That's awesome.
And this is like Dylan made fun of me. No, I think it was our other employee, Jeremy, made fun of me the other day. He's like, oh, when we have a giant event, I need you guys to show up and say, no one's going to show up. No one's going to show up. Oh my God. because it's like I said, the one thing that we actually really do well is throw a huge fucking party, dude. Yeah. And it's
gotta throw a rager.
Well, we put it together so that we have fun.
Exactly, because it's about you guys, and especially for your birthday.
And then all of a sudden, everyone's having fun. It's kind of, Dylan being a 9 to 5 or Monday through Friday doesn't get to see that all that often. And recently, he life turned out so that he had to work on a Saturday and brew. I was like, dude, you got to brew on a Saturday. He's like, fuck. Yeah. But we'll do, but we got to do it. And he's like, okay, of course we do. And then he got to actually be here for an event and see it go off.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was here all Patty's Day. That was really fun. We did green slushies and we did 2 different beer releases. We did a Lucky Charms Hazy, which was delicious. That one. Yeah, sold out like same day.
Yeah, I think when I was like looking through all the different pictures on the Instagram, when I was going to post to promote it, that was like one of the ones I saw.
Did you see the Andes Mint?
I don't think I saw that.
Oh, you got to taste that. We have like a tiny splash.
I'm taking off my headphones here. I'm going to go get the Andes Mint for the kiddo.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we had a really fun Patty's Day. I don't know what it is about our parties, but if you've been here during the weeks before, you'll notice like we have a nice regular
it's following. A great setup in here.
Yeah, it's not a loud or too obnoxious tap room though. It's very
that's good.
It's a nice tap room.
Because there are some
but during our parties, no, it's obnoxious. Man. It's crazy. There's people hanging from the rafters. I'm shooing people out of areas. It's a fun time.
I'm gonna try this one.
We use the Imperial Stout. That was our year 6. So the party we've been talking about. We dropped an Imperial Stout this year, 13.5%.
Oh, here we go.
We did a coconut and marshmallow variant that release day, which was phenomenal. But this is Andes Mint that we did for St. Patty's.
Okay. Ooh, big mint on the nose. Mm-hmm. Oh, this feels like it'll be like one of those ones where you're like, oh man, like that's scary because you're gonna be,
able to drink it. And it's too strong.
It's smoother than any 14% alcoholic beverage I've ever put in my mouth. That's for sure. It's like a candy bar melted, right?
You don't see him, dude, but he's just laughing.
Yeah. Holy,
It's dangerous.
Yeah. Immediate smile. Well, I'm not really a smile kind of guy, more of a smirk kind of guy, but I was smiling when I was drinking this one.
Yeah, see,
How the hell did you do that?
checking the carb on that one.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, and it's
how
not
we did
overly
that?
carb, too.
Smooth.
We asked Harry Potter how to make like dope ass fucking mint, and he's like, "Do this," and we did it.
Yeah, it tastes like the Andes chocolate mints.
Yeah, that was the goal.
Yeah.
That was the target. So,
Son of a bitch.
Thank you.
it's hard, and I have a big sweet
is-
tooth, so it's hard.
Right,
Yeah.
and it's 13.5, so it's
And
like
I love mint, well, my go-to is like mint ice cream, or like if I, for a birthday, like I'll
mint
get like
chip
a
is
mint
the
chip
best.
ice. Yeah, like it's,
That's the descriptor I used.
the
Finding Nemo crushed mint chip
Oh, yeah.
specifically? That's what I get out of that beer.
yeah, and how I do like my ratings, it's like, it could be a 1, it could be a 10, but I usually go up to 10. And if I say 10, it's usually a big fat 10. But I'm going to give this a big fat 13. Holy shit.
thank
Talked
you.
up to 10. I was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Holy crap.
It's good.
I
It's
might
fun,
have to
so
get
we
a
love
crowler.
doing- Yeah.
We'll send you
let's
home with
fill
one.
up.
We'll send
Yeah.
you home with one. We'll just charge you $45.
There you
It's
go.
not gonna be a deal. No, but really, Stereo Brewing Company is really about, like, the whole thing that we're about is community and fun. Mm-hmm. We didn't set out to be a hype brewery. We didn't set out to be anything.
Yeah.
We just opened up and we wanted to make beer.
Yeah.
And it's over 7 years, we've seen the community come, and as they come, they keep coming. And
Yeah.
that's really what we were looking to do to begin with, and achieving that feels amazing.
Yeah.
Not trying to make anything. How do I want to put it? Like, we're not trying. I guess hype is the best way to put it. We're not trying to be hype. We just want to make
Good beer.
standard good beer. But the beer being good is great. But the people that come in to experience it and then hang out with each other and the relationships and the friendships that they have made, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's
Because it's the people you meet. It's the word of mouth. I feel like is like one of the best things out there is like, because if you're making good beer, people are gonna tell their friends. They're gonna be like, oh, dude, you got to.
That's happened over 7 years,
Yeah.
and it's been amazing.
Yeah, like I hit up this Stereo last week. They had some pretty good ones. We should check that place out next week. And then because it always, like, even when I go on your guys' website or on your Instagram, I always see you guys have food trucks. Here all the time and stuff like that.
We do. I mean, it'd be nice to have a kitchen, but that's a whole new business.
Yeah, but it's nice though with the food trucks because then you get that collaboration too with them. Like they have, like I saw you had something coming. Was it is it Brew?
Brewho's coming today.
There you go, the burger place, right?
Yeah, and those guys are great.
Yeah.
They make fantastic product.
Yeah.
They're going to come out, and because we're having Das Stube Buben today, which is a traditional German band.
Yeah.
They're going to come make pork-based burgers with sauerkraut.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it is going to be great.
Yeah,
They're local. It's just an all-around win. It's cool.
awesome. And do you guys have any other big events coming? I know you have your birthday on the 27th, but anything in the future that we could promote?
Summer tours coming up again, which is our real big release couple months of the year. It's where all of our fun, creativity, and kind of like what's inspired us throughout that year.
Right. If you haven't
manifest
seen
into
the
beer.
summer tour, check it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
we kind of save up all of our really fun beer ideas that we're not going to release full scale, but kind of just want to experiment with and have fun with. That's all during our summer tour. So that's coming up, God, before I even know it.
I know it's good, probably going to start somewhere in June. And what we do is we pick 7 different locations throughout the world.
Yeah.
Maybe this year it might be Europe.
Okay.
Or we've done North America, we've done a world, and we find inspiration from those regions, and we take whatever fruits or traditions that they have, and then we try to incorporate them into beers that will really reflect
that's
that.
So cool.
And we
it's just super fun because I mean, our distribution manager, Jeremy, one of his best childhood buddies, Chris, was actually the one who supplied us with cocoa nibs and coffee from Dalat, Vietnam, from farms that he grew up on.
Yeah.
And getting to work with some of those ingredients, getting to have those relationships that tied together both, those ingredients, us to Jeremy and Jeremy.
And then working with other communities outside of America, communities outside of everywhere.
It's been fun, because we do a more global approach to that. It's really great to work with new people, work with great vendors like Bodie Lee for coffee, and just getting to have those relationships in addition to some really fun, some really good raw materials, that for a brewer is really candy. I mean, we love working with some new agro products. Like what is this coffee bean going to give me that's different than this? And that can open up whole doors of potentials for new beers that's really fun to work with.
And we find ways, say, hey, like last year we were like, we have a seltzer. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, everyone has to have a seltzer right now.
Yeah.
So what can we do with it to make it really fun? Yeah. Sure, Georgia peaches. So
that's cool.
We made peach tea.
Yeah.
And it's just...
Came out so good.
Yeah.
Came out so good. And then last year we actually used our traditional British beer engine to do a cask of IPA that was charged with...
Challenger,
like
that Challenger
a true
is
British hop. And, and so we really, it gives us an opportunity to explore flavor. It gives us an opportunity to have fun.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of cool. We'll throw a little bit of education in there, like with the beer engine. We'll work in, not only are we friends with these suppliers or have made great relationships and wanted to use these for a particular reason, but we'll kind of give a little backstory on why we're doing that or why that beer was kind of served that way. Traditionally,
that's cool.
Known to be on an engine. So that's all part of our summer tour. It's my favorite part of our year.
Yeah. I mean, like how cool is that like you guys, like with all these different flavors or like, I mean, I can only imagine some of the different notes you get from, like you said, like the cocoa and all that stuff. Well, and then it's different from one country. You might get some like a fruit or, plant or something that's indigenous to that area. And you can be able to create different things. Or if you guys are working off a specific region, like that, to me, that sounds amazing.
It really is kind of like my favorite part now that I've been brewing for a while.
Kind of,
I mean, you'd be surprised how many different. I mean, there's Uganda vanilla, and Madagascar, Tahitian, Mexican, El Salvadorian,
and they all have different notes or flavors.
Some of them are almost like you're like, is this even
vanilla?
The ingredient I thought it was? Yeah, you're like, I don't even recognize this.
Yeah,
it's so different. So, kind of finding some of that variation, is really fun. Just different terroirs. Different regions, they really do provide different results, like you were suggesting with the New Zealand IPAs.
Yeah,
they're my favorite hop region right now. I love everything that's coming out of New Zealand.
Yeah,
I'm excited to do some new beers. Even this collab, we use a New Zealand hop Azaka in there, but it's been fun using New Zealand hops, using like Watiti so cool, and some of the new stuff. That's to us the whole reason we're here. We want to find things out about beer.
Yeah. I mean, and being able to, come up with different recipes and stuff like that. I mean, to me, that just sounds fun as shit.
Keeps it exciting.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. Because you're doing, you get to do different things and you guys call it the summer tour, being able to do it, so it starts in June normally. And how long does the summer tour usually go
7
for?
weeks.
Okay. Nice.
And so, like, instead of having to have someone come every single day, you just come. It's every Thursday. And honestly, it's fun. Yeah, it's a party. Like everyone digs it. They see each other every Thursday. It works for us and it works for them. It's absolutely fantastic.
Kind of like Cheers when Norm would walk in,
right? They're like, hey,
Norm.
It's it's great.
Yeah.
And it's cool, everyone's collecting their stamps. Everyone's like, hey, did you try this one?
Yeah.
It kind of gives you something to talk about.
Oh, you guys do like a passport?
No, so we do.
Yeah, we do.
We do like a backstage pass.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we have a lanyard.
Especially like being in the music and stuff like that.
Right, it feels like a backstage pass. And then on the backstage pass, it has all the dates. Yeah. And then we do you clip through it.
Oh, okay.
So you earn your membership here.
And then when you earn your membership, there's perks throughout the year for road crew is what we call it.
Oh, nice. So the roadies?
The roadies.
Nice.
And like every Wednesday is Road Crew Wednesday. You come in, you get percentage off. You get first opportunity for special releases.
Yeah.
And it's
that's really cool.
Instead of having a mug club, you earn your way in.
Yeah.
And then some people will be like, they won't do it. And they'll be like, well, how do I get that? I said, well, next year.
Yeah.
Just participation.
You gotta wait.
Just show up.
Because the people that do have the road crew, they've earned it.
Yeah. And then those people next year, like, damn, I have to be there next year to be able to do that.
And it gives you a sense of accomplishment, right?
Yeah.
Kind of finishing out every tour and
sure.
talking about last tours. And I know so many people collect, all their lanyards.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a memorabilia.
I got Randall Killian. It's just like guy came in. He's got like every single one from every year.
Cool.
And it's just like
it looks like he
can't even see his
Gras
shirt. Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's just fun. It's fun. Yeah. So we really enjoyed that. So that's coming up. Like I said, in June.
That's really cool, man. And you guys have such a great place. And I'm gonna there'll be a reel out on Monday for everybody listening. But yeah, there's records everywhere. There's skateboards up on the wall because you said you used to skate when you were a kid, right?
I scared the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I'm a
everything
70s kid, man.
Yeah. And one thing I did want to ask, because I know before we finish up, like you talked about loving classic rock. Do you have I know it's a loaded question, but do you have like let's say some favorite bands? It doesn't have to be a favorite band.
Sure.
Because I'm a Thin Lizzy kid. I love Thin Lizzy.
You want to talk about classic rock or just rock and roll?
Or classic. We can do classic rock.
Classic rock, my first record was Cream Wheels of Fire.
Which is my favorite you've ever shown me.
My favorite classic rock musician.
Amazing.
My favorite classic rock musician is Bob Dylan. I met my wife at a Bob Dylan concert.
Oh, wow.
My favorite classic rock band is the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
The most kick-ass rock and roll band of classic rock is probably Led Zeppelin.
Zeppelin's great.
But maybe the Rolling Stones. They're fucking dope.
Yeah.
But then, as time went on, I got into bands like Pavement.
Yeah.
Yola Tango. Mm-hmm. Then My Bloody Valentine, Slow Dive, all kinds of. You want to, hey, come on in. We'll talk music.
Yeah.
It's my passion.
Oh, and speaking of Zeppelin, though, do you like Greta Van Fleet? Because he kind of reminds me of Robert Plant a little bit. Their sound. I
think I'm a little snobbish in that way. I've never really given them a chance because it's like I don't need another fucking Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Zeppelin did it.
Yeah.
And there's nobody. I don't care how close you are, how good you are. You're not going to be Zeppelin.
Oh, of course not.
And so, right.
Yeah. There's just times though where he kind of sounds like Robert Plant, but then he also sounds like the lead singer of Rush. I can't think of his name at the moment.
Geddy Lee.
There you go. Yeah, it's sounds there are times in a song where he kind of sounds like him, and then he sounds like Robert Plant. I'm like, but I like maybe 4 or 5 songs by them. But they got some decent stuff.
Oh, hey, you know what? Just we're gonna do something different here on Mike's podcast.
Yeah, the Taproom.
Hey, Mike Welch, our incredible employee who works the Taproom, is going to come in.
Yeah,
he's going to give a couple 2 cents over here.
Yeah, jump on in. Water's fine.
Mikey. Come on, Mikey.
What's going on?
You're going to put this on. They're going to ask you a couple. He's going to ask you a couple questions. What's it like to work at Stereo Brewing Company?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's all good.
What's it like to be behind the bar?
Yeah, you can sit down. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Jump on in. Water's fine.
Hey, Dylan.
Mike mean Mike. There you go.
Yeah, I'm between 2
You're
mics
Mike?
right now.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody meet Mike Welch.
Yeah.
Hi.
How you doing today, Mike?
Nothing. Good. I wasn't expecting this.
Ready to clock in?
Yeah, absolutely.
How long have you been with Stereo?
Going on 5 years.
Wow.
It's been that long.
I know.
Yeah.
You look the same.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you've aged wonderfully.
And I know your boss. Is just right there, but he says it's like a family here. Is it like a family? I'm just kidding.
No,
we tease each other like one.
It really is like a family.
Yeah.
That's why I don't live. I live about 20 miles away, and I've been doing that trip for like 4 years. And people always ask me why I don't just get another brewery job anywhere else. It's just because I believe in this place just as much as I believe in how long it takes to get here every day.
Yeah, and that's cool. I mean, it's a testament to to what Rick was saying earlier. Like, it's a family. It's everybody coming together. It's collaboration. It's all of that sort of stuff.
It's doing weird stuff like we're doing today. We're having like a German folk
band. The Stubby Boobin.
Yeah, the Stubby Boobin. That's why when I came in, I was yelling it, and then I realized you guys were recording something. I'm like, that's probably one of the most
it's all good
weird things to yell on a podcast.
Oh, no. No worries.
We've actually been talking about it, so.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Nice plug.
Yeah. But, man, yeah, honestly, it's really cool. Like, if you guys, or any listeners, all the listeners, if you're in the Southern California area, anywhere near the OC, or even if you're down in San Diego or San Clemente, wherever, like, get your ass over here to Placentia to come down and hang out at Stereo Brewing. They have obviously amazing beers. And I've had 4 of them already. I'm about to jump into the Love Buzz, the coffee amber ale.
You should have started with that one. That's the coffee. It's only like 10:30 right now, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's the picking up after. It's better.
Yeah, it's weird. I had a coffee this morning too. But like they were all amazing, all the ones that I had. And today I had the Trip to Light Fantastic. I had Start. I had Love Buzz. Oh, I'm about to have Love Buzz. I had Summer Sun, and then I had the greatest beer I've ever put in my mouth, the Andes Mint. Yeah.
Glad you like that so much.
Yeah, it was so good. But I'm going to jump in there to Love Buzz.
That was a fun one for us. We actually collaborated with Bodhi Leaf and used some, very specific coffee beans from an El Congo region. But we spent some time doing our R&D on that. We tried a lot of different regions out. And the way we just got that caramel macchiato.
That's the note I was...
There's no other adjuncts, man. That is just vanilla bean on our coffee base. You can try the amber alone.
Okay, yeah.
And then that's just coffee.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure, because you get the coffee notes. Yeah. But I was like, what, is the... I was getting another note off of it, but I couldn't.
There's so many vanillins. There's so many. There's a lot of flavor.
It's like
beans.
we were saying.
There was a lot of spice out of them.
Yeah,
I got a ton of spice out of those beans, so it was a really cool project.
Yeah, like you were saying, like the Tahitian vanilla, the Mexican vanilla, or all these different vanillas, where they taste, every single one of them tastes different.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't always know that until you get a really knowledgeable vendor come in and they show you 80 types of vanilla, and you're like, I thought there was 4.
Oh, it's like,
and I thought I was educated,
all the different coffee beans too.
Yeah, and then you realize you know nothing when you talk to you talk to the master, whoever he or she is, and they're always like, there's 140 types of different honey. What are you talking about? You're like, oh, okay, cool.
Infinite layers.
Infinite layers, man. Infinite layers. Shout out Johnny.
Like I said, this has been amazing. I really appreciate you guys, allowing me to be here and you guys being on the show.
It's a fun morning.
You have one more beer you need to try.
I have one more beer I got to try?
Yeah,
here we go.
Oh, wait, did you do it already?
Which one?
Well, we just won a gold medal for this, and it's added to its collection of medals for it, and it's kind of like a tradition that we do here, especially if you're a first-timer.
And which one's this one?
Talking about a robot shot?
Oh, robot shot. Yeah.
Oh, didn't we have the robot?
Well, that was pre-show.
Oh, that was pre-show. On the show.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
And plus... I still got to set up the patio and everything.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I had to do flights.
We took gold
if I was
for this.
doing pints today, I'd be screwed.
This was the Imperial Red.
But this, like I was just saying, Rick, like this is like the entire setup. Everything is, it's super awesome. There's skateboards. There's records. There's an old, a couple of record players over there.
Dudes with long hair.
Yeah. Dudes with long hair. I mean, OC.
Oh, right.
Like honestly, their merch is really cool too. I'm probably gonna get that navy blue long sleeve. Not gonna lie, and then I got to get a sticker for the laptop because all the breweries I've recorded with, I like to throw on the back. But we're gonna do one more cheers, and we're gonna call it. Here we go. Cheers, robot shot. So we just got to chug this, right?
Yep. Here we go. That's the tradition.
Woo!
Well, that was delicious as well. Come down to Stereo off of
Lakeview,
and
Miraloma.
Okay, here we go. We'll do that one again. Not gonna edit that out. So off of Miraloma and Lakeview. Boom. Come down to Stereo. They have food trucks here all the time. I even saw a Connect 4, like a giant size Connect 4 outside. Come down, have a good time, have some honestly really great beer, and meet some really cool people. You can meet Mike. If Dylan's here, you might be able to meet Rick. Just come down, have a great time. Thank you guys again for allowing me to come down here and drink some of your beer and just be able to
It was a pleasure,
have a great conversation.
Good name too. Strong name.
Strong. Good Christian name. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Have a good one,
Thanks,
guys.
Mike.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. Thanks, Gunnar, for being on the episode. We'll probably be on next week as well, so we can talk about the results of Mania. Might have to try to get Nav to just jump on and talk a little about Mania, because Navi last week was supposed to be in Houston to watch the Astros opening day. Yes, he's an Astros fan. Still love him. Just kidding, Nav. I cheer for the Astros for you. But yeah, he was supposed to go. Trip got canceled because he was going to go out there on the good old Amtrak or one of those Metrolink or something like that. But that got canceled. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoy the interview. I'm going to try to get Nav on next week. And just like
I texted him this morning how the weather was up there, but he never replied. So I'm not sure how that was.
He was probably a sore subject. Oh. But to end the episode like we always do, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed that. But we got to end it with an article, or one of the articles from the Bro Code from Barnabas Stinson. Article 12, Bros do not share dessert. Hope you enjoyed the episode.